Hello, welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome to Heartfelt Crochets by Darlene. I'm Darlene. Okay, so, all right, the first thing that I want to say, in case I don't know if it's really noticeable, that my glasses are crooked. And if you look, I had to put some tape. I woke up the other morning and I just opened them up. I always keep them in a case on my nightstand. And I went to open them up and the side bow just came right off. Like, what the heck? Granted, I have had this frame for about 10 years. And I am looking forward to getting a new frame. Not only do I need one now, but I have had an appointment set up for September for about a year now because my eye doctor is just so booked up that I had to wait that long. I don't want to just go in and say, okay, I need to buy another frame and let's put my prescription that I have now in there to get me by for the next couple of months, because that's a waste of money. So, because I know I'm going to need a new prescription. So here I go, using tape. My husband says that I'm his little nerd now, but they're crooked and it is bugging me. So anyway, now that I got that little rant out of the way about my glasses, I had a comment on my very first video that I made, and it was teaching, new crocheters the very, very beginning on how to make a chain in a single crochet. And she said, your video is upside down. And though I'm very aware that that video was upside down, my first 5 videos were upside down because I was brandy new at doing this and brandy new at trying to figure out the editing software. I use Filmora editing software, and it's not difficult once you get to know how to use it. But at first, I didn't have a clue. I just wanted to get my first few videos out there, and I didn't know exactly where to look, and wasn't even sure that I could flip it around in the software. It's the way that my camera's set up. The camera's set it up so that it's, got that arm and it's backwards. I can't turn my camera around on the arm. Didn't think that I could fix it in the editing software, so it was upside down. That brings me to today's video. I am going to do some editing today, and I am going to flip those first 5 videos the way that they should be, right side up. And I'm going to put them all together so that if you are a brand new crocheter and you want to learn how to make the chain, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and double treble crochet. So it is 5 videos, but the first 2, the chain and a single crochet, are in the same video. So it's 5 videos. I'm going to splice them together, put it into one video so that you can view it the right way. With all that being said, here are those 5 videos. I am going to show you the basic chain stitch and single crochet today. So what you're going to need today is a crochet hook and a ball or a skein of yarn. We are going to start off with a slip knot. I lay the yarn across my 4 fingers and wrap it around my first finger. Cross it, put it over under my thumb and hold it with my thumb. Now I'm going to take that loop off my finger and lay it down over the yarn. Grab it, pull it through, put it on your hook. Now you are going to take your hook and put it underneath the yarn over your finger, and you're going to hook it underneath this little hook right here on the crochet hook, and you're going to pull it through the loop. Again, hook under the yarn, snag it with that little hook, and pull it through the loop. This is called chain stitch. If you look at the top of the chain, you can see little V's. Each one of those is a stitch. 1, 2, 3. We're going to make 10 of those. So again, you're going to put your hook underneath the yarn, hook it under that little hook, and pull the yarn through that previous chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. 2, 3, and 4. Now you have made a crochet chain. A chain is used basically for most crochet patterns. You will also be learning in the future videos how to make a magic ring that is also used in starting some patterns, but this is a chain of 10. Now we're going to learn how to make a single crochet. You are going to begin from the second hook stitch from the crochet hook. You don't count the one that is on your crochet hook. So 1, 2. You're going to go into this one, and you're going to go into that top part of that chain. Hook your yarn, bring it through that chain. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to put your hook underneath the yarn, grab it, and pull it through both loops. That is a single crochet. You do it again. Go into the next chain, hook under the yarn, grab it, and pull it through that chain. Hook under the yarn, grab it, and pull it through those 2 loops on the hook. Now there's 2 single crochets made. Again, go into the next chain, hook under the yarn, grab it, pull through, hook under the yarn, and pull through those 2 loops that was on the hook. Do that all the way to the end, and I'll see you there. And then the very last one, you're going to insert your hook under the yarn, pull through, hook under the yarn, pull through the 2 loops on the hook. That is a row of single crochets. Now to go make a second row of single crochets so that you can just continue practicing, you are going to want to make a chain 1, so it's hook under the yarn, grab the yarn and pull it through that loop. Then you are going to turn your row over, and you are going to work into the first stitch of the previous row, again, which is underneath that little V. Again, see the V? You're going underneath. Hook under the yarn, grab it, pull through that previous single crochet, hook under the yarn, pull through the 2 loops on the hook. Hook into the next stitch, which is these little holes, which ends up going in underneath the V. Hook under the yarn, grab it, pull through, hook under the yarn, and pull through both loops. Continue that all the way to the end. Hook into the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through, hook under the yarn, grab through, pull through both hoops. The very last stitch is going to be hard to see because there's no hole there like the others. So just kind of turn it over a little bit and see that V? You're going to put the hook underneath those two. Hook under the yarn, pull the yarn through, hook under the yarn, pull the yarn through the 2 loops that are on the hook. And there's your second row. And you would continue doing the same. You would make another chain 1, you would turn your work, and then you would work another row. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and get started with a slip knot. You're going to wrap it around your finger, cross it over, slip it off, go down across your working yarn, grab it, pull up a loop. Okay, so as always, we need to start with a chain. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 6 today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll make it 7. That way it'll give us 6 half double crochets. That is a good point to make. How many stitches that you want to make sure that you have 1 extra chain, because you end up skipping the first chain from the hook and always going into the second chain from the hook. So we are going to wrap the hook around our yarn and go into the second chain from the hook. And we're going to pull up a loop. Now we have 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook. We're going to grab our yarn and pull through all 3 loops. Grab our yarn, go through the next chain stitch, pull up a loop, grab our yarn and pull through 3 loops. Again, grab the yarn, pull through the chain stitch, pull up a loop, grab our yarn and pull through 3 loops. Go ahead and practice this for the next 3 chains. And there is a row of half double crochets. Chain 1, turn our work, always crochet into the very first stitch. So we are going to grab our yarn, go into that first stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 3 loops. Next stitch, pull through 3 loops. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's your half double crochet. It is a beautiful stitch. It's in between a single crochet and a double crochet. And one more at the end. If you have a hard time finding at the end, it's that little V. You go under those 2 and pull through 3. Half double crochet. If you clicked on this video, it's because you want to learn how to double crochet. What you're going to need today is a ball or a skein of yarn and a crochet hook. Now, if you're familiar with crocheting, you know that you need to go into the second chain from the hook. You can't go into the first one because that's what this is coming from. So you are going to go into the second chain from the hook. Now, we are going to put the yarn underneath the hook and the hook around the yarn. Put it into the second chain. Put your hook under the yarn and draw through a loop through that chain stitch. Now you're going to hook under the yarn, draw through 2 loops that's on the hook, yarn under, draw through 2 loops that's on the hook, yarn under the hook, go into the next chain, draw up a loop, yarn under, draw through 2 loops, yarn under, draw through 2 loops, yarn under, into the next chain, draw up a loop, draw through 2 loops, draw through 2 loops. That's all that a double crochet is. When you yarn over and insert into a stitch and pull up a loop, it creates 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, leaves 2 remaining loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops that was on the hook. That's all there is to it. Quite simple, just practice. Keep going down the chain. And into the last chain. And you have made a row of double crochets. Now to start your second row of double crochets, you're going to always want to chain 2, and that counts as your first double crochet. Then you turn your work over and you begin working in your first stitch. A lot of people make the mistake and go into the second stitch thinking that's the first, but the first stitch is actually at the bottom of the chain 2. So yarn under your hook, put it into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn under, pull through 2 loops, yarn under, pull through 2 loops. Now your stitch is the V's, and you're going under these 2 pieces of yarn. Yarn under, go under those 2, which is that little hole right there. Yarn under and pull up a loop. Yarn under through 2 loops. Yarn under through 2 loops. Yarn under into the next stitch. Yarn under, pull up a loop. Yarn under through 2 loops. Yarn under through 2 loops. Continue practicing your double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end. Now when you get to your very last stitch, it's going to be kind of a little bit confusing because you're going to go like, where is it? Where am I supposed to put? And you think that you're at the end, but you're not. And if you keep on thinking this, your work's going to go like this. It's going to slant. Just tip it over just a little bit and you'll see that V. That's your stitch. If you want, you could just grab them and pull them up so that you can see where it is. Yarn over. Put it under those 2 in that hole. Yarn under, pull up a loop. Yarn under through 2 loops. Yarn under through 2 loops. And there you have it. There's your double crochets. Granny Squares is a really good project to practice your double crochets on. I am going to have an upcoming video. Probably the next video that I make will end up being on crocheting a small granny square that you can see how it's done and you can practice your double crocheting. Alright, so I went ahead and I made a chain of 7 and then I did 6 single crochets to create my base row. Because with a treble crochet, it is such a tall floppy stitch that you need a base row. So from this base row, we are going to go ahead and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work. We are going to yarn over our hook twice. 1, 2. Go into the first stitch. Pull up a loop. Now you have 4 loops on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to yarn under and pull through 2 loops. Yarn under and pull through 2 loops. Yarn under and pull through 2 loops. And that is a treble crochet. Let's do that again. We are going to yarn under twice, wrap it around your hook twice, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop. You have 4 on your hook. Grab your yarn and pull it through 2 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn, pull it through 2 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn and pull it through the last 2 loops on the hook. Treble crochet. Wrap twice. The next stitch. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Go ahead and practice that twice. And there it is. This one's a little shorter, as you can see, because I didn't draw up the loops as far, so it was a little bit of a tighter stitch. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to go ahead and we're going to chain 3. I'm going to turn our work. Now, going into the first stitch, if I just drew up a loop that short and then just continue drawing through 2 loops, it would be a tight stitch. If you wrap it around twice, put it in the next stitch, draw it up tall, draw through 2 loops, draw through 2 loops, draw through 2 loops. It's a much taller stitch. So this all depends if you are a tight crocheter or a loose crocheter. This is the difference in the heights. The double treble crochet. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by making a slip knot. And we are going to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now, in the swatch that I made, you see that the very first stitch is part of the chain stitch, and this is why we ended up chaining an extra 6 chains. So we're going to go ahead and work into the 6th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to yarn over 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. You repeat, yarn over 3 times into the next chain stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. And that's your double treble crochet. Let's repeat again. We are going to yarn over 3 times, go into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. Repeat that to the end, and I will meet you there. All right, so when you get to the end of the row, that's what it's going to look like. And for your second row, you are going to chain 5, just like the extra 5 chains that we made at the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to turn your work, wrap your yarn over 3 times and go into this first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over 3 times into the next previous stitch made, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 on the hook. If you found that this video was more helpful than the previous 5 videos by themselves, then please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified of upcoming videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And that's it. That's all I've got. Good thing that I can edit this because I have gotten stumped right at the moment.